Welcome back to Designsmith. This is quite possibly my favorite classic graphic design poster. The first time I saw this poster, I fell in love with it. First off, I love this classic lamp design, and those colors are just beautiful. And as an added bonus, my family origins are in Sweden, so that's pretty cool. In this video, I'm going to recreate this poster and show you how easy it is to make it in Illustrator. Before we get started, please subscribe to support the channel. Alright, so the very first thing that I suggest doing when you're recreating any poster is to bring the opacity down. I usually do probably around 40% or so, and then I'm going to lock that design. That way I can click, drag, and move elements around without messing up the original poster. Recreating simple designs like this is an excellent way to use the Pathfinder and to learn what different shapes make up these items. So what I typically do is start at the bottom and then work my way up. So let's take a look at this area right here. This is actually a rounded rectangle. So I'm going to grab my rectangle tool, and I'm going to start right about here, and then end it right there. The width doesn't actually matter. So now I'm going to hit the letter A on my keyboard, and that's going to bring up my direct selection tool. And I'm going to select just this anchor point right here, and then bring up the roundedness until we get to about right there. And now with this selected, I'm going to hold down Option, and hold down Shift, and click and drag this over. And now I'm going to right click, go to Transform and reflect it vertically. And now we'll just move this to about right there. And now I'm going to go back to my rectangle tool, and we're going to zoom in right here at the bottom. I'm going to draw a rectangle that's the width of that lamp base right there. And now I'm going to drag this up here to the top. And now I'm going to select all three of these shapes, go over here to the Pathfinder, and click on Exclude. And you can see what happens here. It takes out these two sections while leaving the outside ones. And now we'll just grab our direct selection tool and just select over this area and then hit delete. And then do the same thing over here on this side. And now we're going to go down here and grab these anchor points, and then the same thing on this side. And then I'm just going to move those up. And then again with the direct selection tool, let's grab these two anchor points at the top, and then just hold down Shift and bring them all the way up to the top right here. Okay, so that's actually the most complex part of this poster. Everything else is made up of very basic shapes. So I'm going to do the pull cord here, and I'm going to grab the rectangle tool. You can also use the stroke tool if you want, but just to make things easier, I want to keep everything as a fill object and not use any strokes. All right, so let's hit L for our ellipse tool. I'm going to click right around here. This doesn't have to be exactly center because we can just move it in just a second. All right, now I'm going to line this up right here, and let's make sure that this actually extends past that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and draw an ellipse right here, and then I'm going to grab this circle and do copy and paste in front. And I'm going to hold down Shift and bring this all the way up to the top, and then hold down Shift again. I'm going to bring this to right there. And now I'm going to select that big circle, click on this anchor point, and hit delete. And deleting that anchor point will cut out half of that circle. I'm going to switch over to outline view, and we're going to go ahead and grab these two anchor points and join them together. And then I'm going to grab the top of these anchor points with my direct selection tool and just move them right behind that shade. All right, I'm going to go back into my outline view and select this circle, and we're going to go up here to Object, Arrange, and Bring to Front. And we'll go ahead and change the color to white. All right, so our lamp is complete. Now we have to create these light rays. There's a few ways you can do this, but I'll show you the way that I prefer. So I'm going to grab my rectangle tool, and I'm going to create just one shape that goes about right there. And we can go ahead and extend this all the way down to the bottom to where those lines meet at the base. And I'm going to move this over here for now. And we've got 5 shades of that color. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Option and Shift, and we'll just move that over. And now hit Command or Control D to duplicate that. So now we have 5 different rectangles here. Sometimes it's easier to move the elements off the artboard when you're initially creating them. And just for now, I'm going to color all of these pink. So let's move these over here. And I'm going to send all of these to the back because we need to get the measurement of the shear here. And then we're going to go up here to Object, Transform, and Shear. And we're going to change our shear angle. It looks like it's about 30 degrees. We'll hit OK. And then I'm going to line this up with the edge of that lamp there. I'm going to change this back to black for now. All right, so it looks like our angle was a little bit off, but what we can do is switch over to our direct selection tool and grab just those anchor points at the bottom, and we can move those individually. Okay, so we have each one of those light rays exactly where they need to be. So now let's go ahead and select all of those. I'm going to bring them over here. Now let's go up here to Object, Unlock All, and bring this back up to 100%. That way we can use our eyedropper tool to grab our colors. So I'm going to select this first one, hit I on my keyboard, and that's going to bring up the eyedropper tool. And let's just click on that pink there, and then just do the rest here. All right, so now I'm going to select all of these, and I'm going to group them together, and I want to go up here to Object, Arrange, and Bring to Front. And now I'm going to select our light rays and select the shade, and go ahead and click on the shade, and go over here to Align, and click on Horizontal Align Left. And now let's click on the rays, and I'm going to hold down Command or Control, left bracket, until we get the placement exactly where we want it. All right, and the last step here is to create a rectangle right here on this side. And now we'll select this rectangle and the light rays, and go over here and click on Divide. And we'll fix what just happened in just a second. And now using our Direct Selection tool, let's go ahead and select everything that's on the right side of that line and just hit delete. All right, now we need to go in here and grab our pull cord and go to Object, Arrange, and Bring to Front. And then we'll do the same thing with the base. Object, Arrange, Bring to Front. All right, so I'm gonna grab my image and we're gonna drop this back down to 40% opacity again, because we're gonna recreate this type. And this type is in Helvetica Bold. So let's just line it up right here, and then we'll adjust the kerning. All right, so now I'm gonna go up here to Object, Unlock All, move this over here, bring up the opacity to 100%. And now that we've recreated that exact composition in our artboard, I'm gonna go ahead and select everything and group it together. And now we can just create the background color here. I drop this background and go to Object, Arrange, and Send to Back. So here is our recreated Stockholm 67 graphic design poster. I love this poster, and it's a great practicing tool to get better at the Pathfinder and learning how different shapes make up the elements that you're wanting to design. If you're curious, this poster was designed by Bo Lundberg. I highly recommend that you check out some of his other work. It's very inspiring. Thank you for watching. If this was helpful, please like and subscribe to support the channel.